So welcome, gorgeous, lovely new people giving Pilates a try. So we always just start with a breath, okay? And it's literally so that you can just ground yourself, just basically concentrate on one thing. If you want to think about something else, like a candle, you can do that. But breath is great because we all have to do it. We do it without thinking. But if you just think about it, it's just a brilliant grounding technique. So just see if you can follow your breath, entering your body and leaving your body. Just do 2 or 3, nothing kooky, just notice your breath. That's all it is, really. Maybe just notice how it inflates your body. It does it without us even noticing all the time, but just notice that your ribs rise as your lungs inflate with lovely air. And then we just kind of shrink back down as you exhale. And then in Pilates, there's loads of different breaths, but we can think about breathing into your back. We've got a little, when you breathe into your back, it's easier for, if you're hunched over and things. So if you try and imagine the breath kind of going into your lungs and creeping round to your scapula, your shoulder blades behind you, you can kind of get a really good breath if here has got the floor on it, or if you're doubled over, you can kind of breathe into the bellows of your back. So just have a go at directing the breath into your scapula, like they kind of widen, like as if they're giving you a little bit of a flight. They're literally like little wings. So just breathe in, expand them, and then exhale. Just notice the back of the opposite of your chest, shrinking back down as well. And before we do belly breath, we can just think about the position of your shoulders. We try and hold our bodies really nice and efficiently. It just helps you work really economically and efficiently. So your shoulders are over your hips. We try not to be like this. We try and be nice and lengthened in your spine, but we try not to strain ourselves like this as well. So your clavicles are here and your shoulders are just like a nice extension of that. And then just take your breath all the way down into your belly. You've got this diaphragm here, which bulges as you breathe in. You don't even know about it. But if you relax your belly, relax your pelvic floor, those two diaphragms can kind of work in tandem. So see if you can expand your belly. Literally, here's the place to just let it all hang out. And then as you exhale, we practice kind of helping hoik the air back out, if you like, by kind of squeezing your pelvic floor. So I'll say secure your core a lot, because that just is like an indication for you to kind of squeeze up your pelvic floor. So those are the muscles that you will know about when you're desperate for the loo. So it's those muscles, just as a way to isolate them there. Draw your belly button in, and it just gives you that kind of internal embrace. And it's a really good idea to use those when you're lifting, when you're twisting, in any of your life activities. So we practice it here, so it becomes second nature when you're out and about. So just hike that up, belly button in, and see if you can still breathe easily while you've got that super engaged, but no tension in your shoulders. It's a bit like gears in your body. Shoulders off, pelvic floor engaged. Keeping your shoulders over your hips. You're going to have a look at your feet. So just drop your head. So your chin's to chest. So without collapsing in, just lengthen your trapezius, your lovely muscle in your back, and have a look at your feet. So how we place our feet is really important. Your heels directly underneath your hips, maybe a little bit wider if that's better for you. Your feet forward facing. You can lengthen your toes away from your heels. Literally, hello feet. You probably don't even think about them until they go wrong, like mine. I've got these on. So I've got these awful spacers, but they're correcting hammer toe and bunions. Lovely. So hopefully that's not you. But I did a webinar last week, did I tell you? And it recommends spacers for those because it makes you move more efficiently. Apparently, if you've got that, you lose a lot of your energy. Oh, awful, sorry. Just because you lose the efficient use of your big toe. So, yeah, so think about that. Nice, spread toes, push them into the floor. You can even kind of hike up there. We breathe in to prepare, and then kind of as if it's your pelvic floor floating you up, just come into your toes. Nice little first movement there. Okay, so now we're all nice and perfectly balanced. We're gonna do the tree to stretch. Actually, first of all, we'll just do a nice quad stretch. So you're gonna just maybe choose your best foot. You're going to lean into it. Make sure you remember which one, because it's easy to forget by the time you do the other one, because we do a few other bits and bobs. Breathe and kind of use your pelvic floor engagement to grab up your leg. So we're stretching this because, again, we're going to do loads of engagement with these quads when we're sat down. You've got the chair, so if you want to balance, if you want help with your balance, just grab your chair. So we're trying not to pull up and out. You're trying to keep your hips level and your ribs level with your hips. Squeeze your heel into your bum. And don't worry, honestly, have fun with it. It's not a competition. It's just a bit of fun. Well, we're actually really functionally stretching this, ready to engage it in a minute. And if you like, just make sure your tailbone's just tucked under a little bit, because when you do that, it pulls you out of neutral. When you're neutral, your hips are level with your pubic bone there. So you want to bring that back in. Just tuck your tailbone under, everything becomes level here again. And that makes sure you're lengthening here rather than your back. You don't want a back bend, okay? And then if you want, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Just have a breath. Brilliant balance. You're going to secure your core and just pop into the tree here. So this is level one. Just opening your hips is lovely. And then you're going to take the opposite hand down your back. And this might be enough. You might want to just squeeze your elbow to lengthen your triceps, because we've got lovely tricep work coming up. And if you want more, you just use like as if you're pulling your leg up with your pelvic floor. So squeeze up, belly button in, and bring this up. You can come even higher, just avoid your knee. You shouldn't have your foot on your knee because it's got so much going on in it. Try to keep your ribs low, engage your intercostal muscles. Those are the muscles in your rib cage. So you try not to flare, and then just breathe. Well done. Secure your core, just helps you to transition onto the other leg. Exhale, lift your foot as if it's happening centrally, somatically from your core. Okay, so we try and think about not moving from the extremes of your toes and your fingertips, but from your belly. It just really does actually help keep you centered. Tuck that tailbone under. As soon as you're feeling a length here, hip flexors, quads, you've managed it really well. Breath. Okay, so if you want, you can hold on and have a bash at going up and down with that arm. So I'm having to adjust. Everyone's hip, well, not you guys, we have a tendency to drop here. So become square in your hips, square in your ribs and your shoulders, again over your hips. Breathe to prepare, exhale, hike up and just pop your foot there into your tree. Again here, breathe. This might be enough, folks. If you want more, slowly slide this up. I just literally can't get it any higher without help. So just do you, honestly. It's about discovering your body, really, discovering your balance, different strengths on one side compared to the other. Breathe into the shape. Breathe into your tree, folks. Have I said it before? My favourite thing at school was pretending to be a tree. And here we are, many, 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 many moons later. So we're going to sit down and do some quad strengthening. Your quads, your hip flexors are connected from your psoas, which go from your ribs to your pelvis. Your quads go from your pelvis to your knees. So you're exercising, conditioning, all of those things. So grab a chair. You can come near it if you want. And then I like to have it on a bit of a corner. So it just makes the bands equal weight. So you're going to grab a band and just tuck it underneath a leg. So I've got a variety of strengths of bands. I pick you guys out some really nice strong ones. But you decide. The darker ones are stronger and the lighter ones are lighter in weight. Okay? So dark, really hard. So, but we start off just warming up really. So this is, like I say, for your hip flexors, you can give them a feel. If you just pop your fingers just lightly there, you know, right in that hinge, you'll feel them start to work. So a lot of it is really about making friends with your body and just learning about your body, re-educating yourself about how you go about using it. So it's not just for those, to be honest, it's your core as well. So your shoulders hover your hips and your knees are in line with your hips, and below those are your heels. Everything's square. We're like lovely ergonomic beings. We're very soft and malleable, but we work most efficiently to strengthen, at least when we're like engineered right angles and stuff. Amazing, because we can actually sit like that. So we're just going to waggle about. You're going to just bring up. So again, that desperate for the loo feeling, to hike your toes up. That's what somatic movement is. It's about basically moving from your core. And then from your hips, meander your toes out, pop your toes down, just keep breathing. And then from your hips, wangle your heels out. So we're just becoming mobile in your hips, okay? Walking in and out, there, to and fro. Enjoy this, because it does get intense. We're going to heel slide. So just keeping really boxy. You're going to slide your left heel. So we're not, we're trying to stay really strong in the core. So using your belly button to spine, lengthen that away and then draw it back. Lengthen and away. And just on this last one, this supporting foot, we invent our own reformers. You imagine this foot is on ice or a ball. Imagine if that foot wasn't supporting you. You've got to hike up your core. So let's do the other. Just do, I don't know, about 5 to 8 of these. So just feel them warm up. They'll tense up as you extend. And then, because you don't want to go too hard, too fast on your hips or any part of your body, you want to give it a nice, kind, gentle warm up. So what we're going to do is I'll show you the 2 exercises that we're going to do about 2 or 3 sets of, and then we'll option to add a band on. So we're going to breathe to prepare. Exhale. Imagine your right leg isn't on the floor, but it is, and the left leg lifts, okay? Flex your foot. We're just going to do 5 extensions. So you imagine you've got a band on. You might choose to not do it at all, but even just imagining it really takes you there. Breath to prepare the leg, exhale, lift and press. Again, really soft in that supporting foot. And I'm going to go to the first leg. So we'll be doing that with a band and then this. Exhale, hoik up from your femur, kind of nestled in your pelvis. Imagine it rotating. You're not just moving your foot. It's got to come from here. And then Dick Van Dyke. There we go. 3, sitting up nicely. That's the one. Oh God, honestly, I should have been in Mary Poppins. Other leg, breath, exhale, lift, rotate and flex. So it just isolates slightly different quad and this teardrop muscle here. Imagine that foot's really got no stability. Use your core. Okay? So that might be enough. I'm going to do 2 sets of 15 repetitions. You do what you want to do. Just time it. You might want to do 5, 10, whatever. I just kind of shout out numbers anyway. So I'm going to choose a band. I'm going to try this big, strong one. And you can change the band at any point. You might need a bit of stickum, bit gross. Keep some traction on it. It's all right. We've all had COVID now. Breathe, exhale, lift. So you're just straightening. First of all, press into your heel. We don't always do this, girlies. Sometimes we do something else. These are fantastic for tendon issues. Just to remind you, arthritis in your knees or your hips don't really like weights. I'm going to go straight to the next leg. So maybe have a lighter band or none at all if you've got any of those issues. Breath to prepare, exhale, lift. So 3 sets of 5 here. Oh, sorry, we're on straight, aren't we? This is the problem. There was an exercise for marbles. I'd be in. 5, 4. And don't let the band take you back. It's a resistance band. You've got to resist it. Okay, one more for good luck. So we'll go to the first leg and we'll go into that lift and rotation. All right, there. So push, return, push, return. That's it. Imagine you're kicking your horse. Squeeze. Or whatever it is you do. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. That's exactly what you need to do. Get your shoulders square over your hips because it's working all of this. Exhale, lift, rotate. Off we go. Whew. It should be easier than last time, which is why I've just added a few more on. Are you pressing into that foot? I am, to be fair. So we have to pretend we're suddenly on skateboards or something. Ooh, done. Right. Have a rest. Breathe. So breathe into your hip flexors. Feeling pretty tight now. We've got a mental hip flex stretch after this. Maybe just give them a waggle. Okay. Breath. First leg. Extensions. Just waiting for my heart rate to come down a bit. Good. Exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. So that eccentric, letting it draw back in. That's it. Nice and controlled. Brilliant. Other leg. I think I did an extra 5 then, but anyway, never mind. Breathe kind of calmness into your body. Lift. Off we go. Try not to drive into that supporting foot. Okay, I think we did a bit extra there on both legs. So we'll go on that crook now, just, reading what's happened. They've really contracted, so we will stretch them in a minute. Just have a little breath before this last set. Exhale, lift, rotate, hike yourself up, harness yourself up in your core. It actually uses a lot of oxygen, so notice your breath coming in and out. Last 5 on here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg. Breath. Last load. So like I say, I do these a lot for my knees. I work up to doing about 60. I think you'll have done about 30. But with tendon issues, this is really good. But you have to work up slowly to your issues, whatever it is. You might not have any issues. 5, 4, breathe, 2, 1. Great. So these should be on fire now. Brilliant if they're not. So we're going to stand up. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to just stretch your hamstrings. Got hamstrings coming up. So just lengthening one leg. The other one, just have your heel underneath your knee so you can lean on it safely. And then you're going to not bend your back. It's not a back bend. It's a calf, hamstring lengthener, so just fold it. As soon as you feel a stretch, you've achieved. If you want more, breathe up your back. Exhale, fold. That's it. Just a couple of breaths. You don't have to pull your toe, but you can if you wish. If you just hold it up, you get a really good stretch anyway. Just so here is where you'd use that thoracic breath because you've hung over. Well, you know what I mean? Just breathe into your back. Kind of let your scapula, your shoulder blades flare as you breathe in and relax as you come back out. Secure your core, come back up, other leg. Breath, exhale. Notice how your body feels, okay? We kind of have a funny, very expectant relationship with your body. It's only when it gives out on you that you start noticing it. So notice if it feels good, if it's serving you well, look after it, service it with things like this. Breathe up your back without bending it, fold in, fold down, secure your core. Notice if you want to spread your scapula, try and resist that. Get the length in your leg rather than rounding your back. Couple of breaths. Notice you kind of react. Your body responds really well to a stretch. And then it might let you go a little bit more once you've made headway with it. And then secure your core coming back up. Okay, so we're going to get down on your mat, on your tummies. We're going to do boats. I think we did it last week. It's very similar to last week. So get rid of this. Yep. So I'll show you the easy option in case you want to discharge yourself from the harder one. But everyone's been doing really well and getting on with it nicely. So, oops. So, but just because it's an easier position to start from, I'll show you the easy one. So just stay on your tummies and no, you can always do this if boat's not for you. So you just go on the side. It's very similar to the stretch you did stood up. Your elbow needs to be underneath your shoulder if you're doing this. It's just better for your arm. Secure your core, come up. Squeeze your heel into your bottom and you're just lengthening this again. So just like you did stood up, and you're actually going to be doing this on your tummy as well. So, but if you don't like it, flip to your side. So on your tummies, you've got to think about your hips and your pubic bone again, leveling up to the floor. It's always a great level of the floor because it's level. So use what lovely instruments we've got to hand. So just thinking about that for a sec, you can have your hands just like under exactly how you all are, just near your face so you can rest on them. So with your pubic bone and your hips level into the floor, lift your belly button away from the floor and it kind of locks you like a car safety belt. And we're trying to lengthen this. These are not back bend exercises. They're going to be for your glutes, and we're actually just going to stretch first of all anyway. So just bend your left knee, flex that foot and grab hold of it. Use it like a lever. If you're struggling, use your trousers or, a band like this. There you go. There. But if you can grab it, great. And then you just push your heel away from you and grab your hand. Push your pubic bone into the mat. You can tense your bum, but the idea is you're lengthening your hip flexors because you've contracted them. So we just need to balance, just have a couple of breaths there. Lovely. And then release, and then grab the other one. So you're kind of driving that level triangular pelvis into the floor, the front of your pelvis into the floor. And the more you kind of push your foot away from your hand, the more deep you get the stretch. All right? I don't want you to be experiencing pain in your lower back. So lengthen it by kind of pushing your pubic bone in towards the floor. And then if you want to have a bash of both, grab the other one and then lift. But again, it's not a back bend. You've got to concentrate on lengthening your hips that are in the floor and all that. And then you can have a go at moving. I'm not very good at this, but you just kind of rock like this. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, watch your teeth. And then that is a really cool, you kind of push yourself back, get into a rhythm. It's called the boat. And that's the fun bit of the session. We always get a bit of, try and squeeze a bit of hilarity in. That's it. Okay, release. And then just kind of do some pelvic tilts here. Just kind of tucking your tailbone under and away, just to get a bit of length in your back. And if you need to just come into child pose, just bending your knees at any point, honestly, do what your body needs to do. So now we're going to do a little bit of glute squeezy. I just move the mat. You find just going to move that around there. So diamond press with your hands. Once you know what you're doing, your forehead's just down there, or we recommend gaze to the mat rather than this, because you don't want to strain your neck. You're going to bend that knee again, that left knee, flex the foot, and try and have everything at a right angle. So your heels above your knee at a right angle. Your hips, your pubic bones stay in the mat, and you're just prodding up and down. I need you to define the shape. You're not just, bleh. You've got to do it like a machine, okay? Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 5, Same leg, 3, 2, 1. So that's why we stretched all this, because we're contracting it now. Other leg, flex. Imagine you've got a brick on your foot. It just helps you do everything with a little bit more kind of direction, intention. 3, 2, 1. You did 15 on the other leg. I only just started counting it partway in. So last 5, 4, 3, 2. Well done. All right, try both legs. If you don't want to do both legs, just do 5 on one, 5 on the other, or try 10 together again. So imagine you're paragliding, like we do. Well done. Okay, I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do jabbers. We'll release your lower back in a minute. So just push both hips and your left hip into the mat, and you come into this first position here, and you just jab, 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 3, 2, 1, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you do 10 on each leg of those, squeeze in the other leg, jab, 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 jab. Should we try both legs? Are your lower back's okay? Just keep bouncing your bum up and down, it helps. Breath, exhale, push. Yeah, good. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right then. You okay? You all right to stay here for a minute? We're going to do your triceps. These are brilliant. Just bring in your palms to your thighs. So again, if you just pop your forehead on the floor, it lengthens your trapezius, which starts at the nape of your neck. It goes to your shoulders and then back in about halfway up your back. Push your tailbone under. Brilliant. And then breathe to prepare. Where's your belly button? It needs to be off the mat, pubic bone, hips in. And just, you're going to lift as you exhale, both little fingers up and down. So breathe in, come down. Exhale, lift. Let's do another 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. You're going to do exactly the same with your legs. Breathe to prepare. You can do one leg at a time, or we can do both legs together, right? Think about your hips staying on the floor, but your knees can come off. Push, kind of counter your leg lift with your pubic bone into the mat. Good. And we'll just do a couple more. Exhale, lift. Breathe in lower. Exhale, lift. Breathe in low. Kind of sculpts your glutes, your hammies. And then we're going to do all of them. Are you ready? Breath to prepare. Exhale, lift. Breathe in lower. Exhale, lift. Breathe in lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, have a rest or have a bash at this. You're going to breathe to prepare, come up, and then just be careful of your boobs. It can just give you a bit of pec strain. So if you've had work done in any way, just be careful of them as you bring your arms round. So if you don't like it at all, for whatever reason, just stay here. You can do it like this. Okay, you're coming up. You're going to breathe. You're going to pretend to swim like this. Again, belly button away from the floor. Everything else in. Hips, pubic bone. Okay, breathe. Just come down at any time. But you can go into this star shape. Really gets you here. Breath, exhale, back round. Keep breathing and moving. And we just do that 2 or 3 more times into your star. This is real massive core. Breath up here. Exhale. Maybe this was the hilarity bit. Oh, I've got to tell you, I had a dream the other night. that I went, what did I do? Water skiing recently, just at Coombe. Highly recommend it. You've got to do it once in your life. Anyway, so I want to go surfing. So I dreamt that I went surfing, but I was on my mat. So I was on. So, anyway, so you can imagine it's a proper board. Off we get one more. Swim, swim, swim. Imagine I was like sinking. It was awful. Think about what muscles you're engaging, glute med, your gluteus, everything, and relax. You're going to be really careful with your back as you bring your hands underneath your shoulders, kind of keep your ribs very close to your body. As you scoop up, bend your knees. So if you're anything like me, you get real stiff in your back here. So we'll just come into on all fours, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And I'm just going to have to just take this off. I'm boiling. When you're in on all fours, again, this area has got to be neutral, but you've just taken the floor away. So look underneath yourself, and this has got to be flush and level with the floor, and that informs neutral alignment, okay? Which on the back of your body, it's not straight, there's a bit of a dip in your lower back. Cool. And just for a bit of stability, bring your chest in so you're a bit like that rather than like this, okay? And we're going to press, guys. So I'm going to plank and press. This is your first plank, okay? So you're already planking. If you want to press from here to warm up, or this might be your option, you do not move your shoulders away from your wrists. You're going to keep them there and take your chest down by bending your elbows. Exhale, breathe in, lift. Exhale, bend, breathe in, lift. Do one more. Your fingers are really spreading the weight, evenly distribute that in your hands. And then to just redirect the engagement into your triceps rather than your biceps. Have your hands wheel outwards laterally like that. And then you're going to have your wrists underneath your shoulders. Keep those hovering shoulders over your wrists, but get your elbows to your toes. And you're going to do 2 to 4 of those. Exhale, go down. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, down. Breathe in, lift. Your pelvis does not move, and neither does your shoulder girdle. All right, you're going to have a bash at this one. Just tuck your toes under. Lift, hover, the higher the easier. So try and keep them close to the floor. Adjust your hands so your elbows can go to the sides. Breath in for 3. If you need to pop your knees down, fine. If you want a different option, honestly, go for it, that's fine. I'm just adjusting my hands so I can get elbows to toes. I'm not pushing my shoulders away from my wrists. I've got to keep that weight in the upper body. Okay, one more here. And then we'll try a forward planky poo. If you don't like it, just come back to this or get off your wrists. You can give your wrists a bit of a circle, bit of a whatever you like, okay? So for your full plank, I'll show you first what you'll probably want to do, and I'll tell you why it's different. So just breath. Dig your fingers into the floor, hover your knees, and just extend. So this is a plank, but if you start to go into this, it's cool, but it's downward dog. You've basically robbed your upper body of a strengthening opportunity, so come back into your plank whenever you feel ready. And then you can press here. Again, join in when you're ready. Breath, exhale. Elbows to the side. Just choose however many you like. And you know what? You can knees down like this. Slightly easier Go for that, if you like. And then, guys, wheel your hands away from your centre of your body, elbows to toes. Again, just rest if you need. So I'm just going to do a couple more here. Breath, you need loads of oxygen coming into your knees. We're going to thread here. So from on all fours, just get comfortable in your hands and lift your right hand up. Okay, you're stretching all your psoas, core. Breathe into that. If you're clicking or whatever, just be curious. Breath, exhale. Thread underneath your body with that arm. Rest your head, your shoulder. And then, if you want a lovely lengthening twist, this hand near your face, bring it round your back. Knuckles first, wherever they land. See if you can get your fingertips into your inner thigh or wherever it goes. Just round your waist, whatever you like. Breath. Thoracic breath. So really breathe into your shoulder blades. You can't belly breath. So breathe into your winging, shoulder blades. And then on this next exhale, unharness yourself back with your hands underneath your shoulders. See if you can work out which is your next hand. Lengthen it up. If you've confused yourself, just swap. Breathe into this amazing stretch, guys. This is where to breathe in. You've got loads of space. Think about your body. It's mechanically wonderful. You're really opening your ribs, your arm, your chest. You're going to close into it now. Thread the needle. I think I've done the same side twice, so just make sure you do the other side. Stay here, just pushing your fingers away from your shoulder, or if you like the idea of moving that hand that was by your face, it's kind of palm to the world, wedge your fingertips as far around yourself. You're kind of holding yourself. You're like got an arm around yourself. You've only got yourself, really, at the end of the day. Obviously, you've got loads of other loving people in your life, but this is you. Breathe there, unharness, and then come back. We're in on all fours, guys. We're gonna just show you the glute and hamstring strengthening without the band first, and then option to add it on. When you're in on all fours, your wrists are underneath your shoulders, remember. Your knees are always underneath your hips. I see this often in class and people can't do it right because you've not got your iron table. Make your body like an iron table. You're going to breathe to prepare. Just look underneath yourself. You're trying to get that level with the floor, pubic bone and hips. You're going to just hike up your left knee, lengthen that leg. Make yourself square again, and you're going to squeeze that glute and the leg rises. You're not moving your pelvis, you're squeezing the bottom. You've got to try and strengthen in neutrality. So you're not winding out, you're not bending and twisting your back, you're just using that, okay? There. And now you're just going to do the other leg, okay? Just warming into it, breath. So I'm really preparing my body. I'm spreading my fingers so it's not all in my wrist that way. Lengthen the right leg and lift. Your leg is level with your back. We're not going higher than that for a reason. I don't want you to hurt your back, okay? And then back down. So we'll be doing straight legs and then bent legs. They're going to be like this. Right angle at the ankle and the foot, Your knee, left knee, goes from under the hip to in line with the hip. Notice, not this, okay? Your hips are level still with the floor. It makes you get strength in the glute rather than twisting your hip. There's loads of twisty hip stuff we can do. We've already done some. We're strengthening in alignment, okay? It's not that we don't go into those planes, we do, but these are just very safe strengthening exercises for when you do go out of kilter. Other leg, just warm into it. Let's do 5 to 8 on the other leg. And get that eccentric, float it up and direct it back down. You're not just plopping around, you are in full control of your bodies, okay? Choose whether you're going to carry on with or without a band. Remember, lighter is lighter, darker is stronger, stronger colour, stronger band. They're basically weights. It's like your home gym, okay? So to pop them on, just like pants, above your knee there, honestly, do you. If you want to start off with a band and disregard it, do. I can't count all of your sets, so just to keep a mental number of how many you want to do, make sure you do the same on each leg. So I kind of wedge the right knee on top of the band there, above it on the left leg. Straight leg first, okay? So if I do my counting right, I want to do 15 of these. Everything square and solid, lift and lower. Lift and lower, exhale on the lift, breathe in lower. Excellent, good. Next set, 5. Really lengthen your knee away. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, carry on. I'm going to come and just check your shapes. There's 5 on there, oops. 4, that's it, this knee's just crept away. It needs to be about here, a bit further back. Sorry, lady, sorry. Like slapping you. That's it, right guys, you will have done 5 there. You're going to go to the other leg. Wedge it. Lengthen it. Look underneath yourself. Make sure you're neutral. Lift and lower. That knee directly underneath that hip. As you go up, your back is not moving. You're not dropping your ribs. You're solid. Second set. That's it. Don't bend your back. And when I look at you, I'm looking for the distance here to here staying the same. It shouldn't be like this. Okay, it should be literally like a table. Okay, probably on your third set of 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly, 1. All right, is that 3 sets? Yeah, right. So back to your first leg, first pass of bended leg, like this. Yeah, just get slightly different muscles. 2, 3, 4, slow, 5. It's probably the only exercise where you're the winner when you're the slowest. You've got to take your muscles slowly through the paces. It's harder for this particular game. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg. Breath. Just get square again. It's very easy to just suddenly become like a mouse. So be like a concrete table. So we're on the bended leg, second leg. 4, 5, second set. Stay square. Your dinner's on your back. You don't want it on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Last pass for this time. 3, excellent. 2, brilliant. 1. Sit down. have a rest. So we've just got to repeat that again. It's a bugger, I know. Sorry at home. So just enjoy that. There's the dolphins and dolphins and dolphins. Rush. And then I'd like to say we're going to do something nice, but we're not. You've done the nice bit now. You twist and length. Right, ready? So off we go. So I'm going to try 15 straight legs, okay? Lengthen, align, and reach, and lower, and reach, and lower, and 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want a rest for this next set, this next round. Brilliant, good. Don't let your ribs drop as your leg goes up. Last 5, 4, take it down, 3, slowly, 2, excellent, 1, slow, other leg, breath. We're doing the 100 today, but you can do it easy. Lengthen, square, up, down. Just get your ribs into your chest, yeah? There was a lady came, it was this class, and she said something like, Becky, who doesn't do Pilates anymore, used to do more sets. So I've started introducing more sets. She don't come anymore, but we do. We carry on. Thank you for the hot tip. That lady, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Bent legs. 30 more. Yeah, 15. I know. Wedge. Right, you're keeping it square like a crane. Yeah. Take it up, bring it down, take it up, bring it down. 3. Actually, that's that last one of that set. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 5 on this leg. Take it up, take it down. This is you time. This is you telling your body, talk about inner child, your child. Tell it what to do, your choice. Last leg. Coming in, breath, take it up, bring it down, take it up. You're sculpturing your bodies. It's not just functional. Hopefully, you'll enjoy a nice aesthetic, shapely glute, leg, slinky black dresses. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I've got like such a sore bottom. I can't work out if it's this or this. You can have a bash at this if you want. So we sit in a pigeon shape like this. So you square here and square there. And then I did 10 of these yesterday. Honest to God, nearly killed me. But we'll just do a couple. And honestly, have a rest, go in child pose, do what you like. But you have to lift that leg, straighten and bring it around. Right there, right in your glute med. Bring it back, bend, and back up. Lift. Do it with you, secure your core. Extend and bring it down. I think that's your glute med. Other leg. You can literally just sit in pigeon if you like. It's called a figure of 4, this. You're meant to be right angles. So just spreading your fingers near your knee, breathe. You've got to will that back leg up. Do it from your core, like a dog wee. Extend and bring it around. It's that control. Keep it close. So yeah, so I did 10 of these. If you like it, go home and do 10. Right, nearly there. We're going to just do the 100 and maybe some taps, toe taps. Okay, so the 100, you'd be on your back. I'll just show you. It's nice to see your faces and not your bottoms. You'll be on your back and you'll be in the relaxation position with your knees bent, and you do this basically 100 times like that. You don't bang the floor, but close to the floor. And it's meant to be good for your immune system. And you go sniffing in your nose for 5 of them, and then sniff out, sorry, puff out of your mouth for 5, like that. And we do it 100 times of my maths. So who knows? But so we can start, you can do it in the relaxation position, and you can do it, I'll go slow, but this is the relaxation position. You can all start here. But if you want it harder, we basically go into like a teaser, if you like. And you can do any bit of it. So you can just lift your chin up and your chin to chest, kind of prodding your scapula down, or you can kind of soft on that left leg, bring this up for half of it. I'll tell you when we're halfway through, and then maybe do the other leg. Or you can press your lower back into the mat. So you poke your pubic bone higher than your hips. So your back's like in the floor, and then you can do it like this, knees over hips. Easier if they're here. You know, have a bash, feel it. Or here, which is easier, or here, which is much harder. Okay? So choose your position here, here, here. Back in the mat, remember, if both legs are in the air, here, here, or here. Okay? Right, so I'll go here, and we're going to go, let's go. Really suck up your pelvic floor, like you're really sucking in internally. Halfway through, 2, 3, 4, 5, and halfway to go. Soften your shoulders. Brilliant, you're done. Bring your knees in and just circle. And honestly, I think you've done enough there, folks, because that was your abs. You've done loads of other abs when you were on your tummy. We'll just do baby. Just get your knees close to your armpits and get your toes above your knees, but bent. And then hold on to your toes. And you can just float side to side. And honestly, get that feedback. You're literally on Earth. I mean, it freaks me out a little bit, but it's really quite miraculous that we're here doing this on the floor. So just feel that, I don't know, tension flow out of you back into the mat. And then you can kind of cream into the side and come up, or, you know, you can get your lower back into the floor, chin to chest, and just roll yourself up however you like there. You know what, if you like that, you can literally go back down if you want and just roll up and down your back. It's so nice. We were doing this with guides and rangers last night. Little cuties. Okay. So feel your mat, feel your earth, feel grounded. Totally know that you belong here. Like sometimes you just don't know whether you're coming or going. So be here and now just for this last breath. Bring your arms over your head and just, oh, nice sweaty arm, excuse me. You want your right hand on your right knee and just exhale behind you. Grab the floor and rotate your spine. Have a spine twist. So right forearm on your right knee and just turn to the left. Breath, arms above your head, breath. Breathe your air in, exhale, other side. Blow anyone behind you away, like that, going forward. Breath. Bring your palms above your head, make that lovely kind of bubble around yourself. Palms together, bring your thumbs to your heart center, feel your heart, feel how precious you are. Nod your chin to chest, heavy head, length up your back. Namaste. Gorgeous people, thank you for playing Pilates with me. Thank